Hello, I'm back. I went to Japan fairly recently, like in the last 2 weeks, and that's basically what I want to talk about a bit. So, of course, based on how long it takes from where I am, it takes a very long time. So I watched some movies. One of them was If. It stars Ryan Reynolds and to do with imaginary friends. It was a very strange movie. I thought it was kind of mid, not gonna lie. Then I watched Inside Out 2. I thought it was better than If, that's for certain. I liked it, but I am a sucker for animated films, unfortunately. So I kind of did like that more than most other films that I was watching, especially on the way back. Yeah, because I'll get to what I watched on the way back, but. So I watched The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. I thought that was a pretty good movie as well, actually. Like, it dealing with the memento. Okay, it doesn't deal with death necessarily, but it holds a concept of death, but also says you cannot change the past, you cannot change this, you cannot change that, but you can change your choices. Kind of like the movie I watched it on the way back, but I'll get to that. So, I also watched a movie, I'm pretty sure you would have heard of it. It's called the Minecraft movie. Yeah, I watched that. Again. I mean, I watched it before, but I thought I'd have a look again, see whether I'd like it any better. I didn't. It is still like, haha, funny. Look at this reference. Look at that reference. Haha. But that's about it. That's as far as I enjoyed it. I tried. There was a movie called Flow that I tried to watch on the plane, but I couldn't really quite get into it because of, well, me being on a plane. And the movie has like no dialogue. It is no dialogue. It follows the life or adventure of a cat with its capybara friend, a dog, and some weird looking bird. It's quite I still think it's quite an interesting story. I should probably watch it properly, like June. I was going to watch June, but 3 hours long? No sorry, I'm not doing that. No, at least not on a flight, because the wind noises from being on a plane is just a bit too overbearing, and I'd rather watch it in like a bit of more of a peaceful environment so that I can actually actively think about it as I go along. Speaking of live action movies or sci-fi, I also tried to watch Alien Romulus. Again, it's the same situation as the June thing. I tried, I really did, but you know what? At this point, I might as well just tell you what every single movie that I watched on the flight. So I watched I watched White Snake Afloat. So this is a Chinese animated film. I thought it was really good, actually, because I have absolutely no idea. I've never seen this before in my entire life. I thought it was pretty good, actually. Like, not gonna lie, I thought it was pretty good. I also watched, specifically on the flight back, on the first flight, because I had to do a connecting flight, a movie called Until Dawn. Now, I know it's based on the game. I've never played the game, and when I watched the movie, I was like, ooh, that's interesting. I quite like that idea. I quite like that concept. So I thought it was a pretty, decent horror movie. I don't know about the game. I don't know, connections with the game and stuff. So, of course, maybe it was, a terrible adaptation of the game, but a decent movie overall. That was probably, the most I've said out of any movie I've said so far. However, I'm trying to remember the other movies that I watched, but I just can't. Right, I did watch Across the Spider-Verse again. I've watched that movie so many times now. Similarly to K-pop Demon Hunters, Sony Animation Pictures right now is doing pretty good. Let's not. I don't want them to mess anything else up. So, yes, I did also. I'm going to say this is the last one because I want to talk about other stuff. I did also watch The Truman Show. Finally, after so long, I watched the thing that everyone I've heard is saying, this is a good-ass film. You see, I'm not really into movies in real life, using real-life actors and stuff. I like Ryan Reynolds as an actor. I like Ryan Gosling as an actor. Hugh Jackman, blah 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 blah. As an actor, I like it. But I mean, I have watched the vast majority of Marvel films and DC films, but I feel like I've lost touch with them. I feel like they've just become too boring and stale. But that's just I guess that's a problem in and of itself. Anyway. What I'm trying to get at here is that I particularly enjoyed the animated movies more than I did the live action ones. But what I'm saying is that The Truman Show was an exception because I thought that was actually really, and I mean really good. So yeah, moving on. We did a lot of nature walks, nature trails. We saw some animals, mainly squirrels and deer. Didn't see a single bear, thankfully. We did. I will say this though. We went to Hokkaido, the Hokkaido island. We went to Sapporo. That was the main area that we were in. We had a lot of nice food. Yes, of course. The food is absolutely fantastic. I will show pictures in a second. But I just want to get this one thing out of the way. So, if anyone's played a video game before, you know of Ghosts of Tsushima. Ghosts of Yotei is based around Mount Yotei, right? Mount Yotei is on Hokkaido. You see where I'm getting at. I didn't go there, to go to that mountain, but I had a good long glimpse of it. I'm so mad that I didn't get a goddamn photo of it. But I did happen to see it for a bit, because we did go outside of the region to look at some weird looking rock things. I believe it was that way. You know what? We'll get to the pictures in a second. So yeah, we had a good amount of nature walks, mountain hiking, peaking IRL, gamer reference. We had a good amount of food. I think the food was really good. Not gonna lie. I think one of my favourite foods now is called okonomiyaki. Now, of course, I didn't have it on this trip, but I did last year. But basically, so it's this weird upside down pizza with udon or udon noodles and all this other filling. It was really nice, really lovely. Anyway, onto photos. Let me just get it up. So, first thing I will show is this mushroom. Do not eat the mushroom. You'll become brown. And then this one, we have miso soup. Woo. Very good. I like this. I didn't think I would like this, but I do. I really like this now. And then next up, this is just going to be a speed round of just showing photos. Lizards! I love my lizards. I love lizards so much. And then I had. The thing is, we had quite a lot of tapas stuff. Here's an example. So basically, I had this pizza. Let's see where I can get it on my side. We had this. There we go. We had this pizza. Oh well, we didn't all have it, but I had a corn and I think it was. It's corn and something basically. Corn and something pizza. It was like small, and that was very nice. I also had a very soft hamburger. That was, but it's soft for a reason. It's so that you can actually lodge it or chop it up with your chopsticks. Yeah, and this one, you got a specific photo of that one. This is kimchi. Apparently, it's supposed to be spicy. I didn't. Maybe my spice tolerance is high, but I thought it was alright. And then next up, we got a liminal space of a train because it was basically completely empty. Yes, there's people in the back, but that was interesting. There was a big old Buddha. I found a big old Buddha. Easter Island head rip-off. Bottom of Easter Island head rip-off. Let's see. More mushrooms. Another mushroom. More mushrooms. I don't know. They really like their mushrooms out there. I gotta say though, I got like mushrooms in my miso soup. We found some deer. There's some deer. Yeah. Oh no, that's not a deer. There it is. Right over here. There we go. Deer. I thought that log was a deer then. Let's see. Yep, this here. Miku. No, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I saw Snow Miku in there. Of course, I'm going to notice that. I thought I'd insert that for the Weebus. Then we get to a Terminid spawn nest. Democracy. Sorry, I sounded like Gideon then. Let's see, anything else, or is that it? We had blue ice cream, which tasted like lemonade. I saw some alpacas. This is a baby alpaca. How adorable. Next, oh, that's a dragonfly. Sorry guys, that's a dragonfly. Oh, that's a better picture of the dragonfly. Sorry to those who... Oh, that's an even better picture of the dragonfly. I like to take photos of animals when I get the chance. But I think they're just so interesting to me. Here's an alpaca. I think I'm just... yes, environment shots. I have to provide some environment shots. Here's a flower field. More flower field. And then mountains. in the distance. See them coming closer with the force of ages. Sorry. Yeah, flower. So I think that pretty much sums it up. Yeah, so that's basically that's what I did. Yeah, so this is just a unedited, or at least barely edited video. Just want to talk about it. Am I back for real though? Making videos? Kinda.